You already know. It's a new month. New stuff is here, ready to be chatted about. And EOS body lotion, who? We got ProSilk Body. ProSilk Body. Now, the EOS body lotions, I don't personally enjoy the fragrances, okay? The fragrance-free EOS, perfect. All the juiciness of the moisturizer without the scent. They don't have a fragrance-free dupe here, but if this is anything like the EOS lotions, this is good. They're really rich, but they're not greasy. They have petrolatum, which this has, and mineral oil. This has colloidal oatmeal as well. Hydrating and barrier protective, soothing, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant packed. Spa Luxury does still have the Love Spell inspired Love Struck body scrub. They have now, you ready for it? Vanilla sugar scent, and they have a cherry blossom scent. These are something that you need to use with discretion. Don't just smear this all over and be doing these everything showers where you've got 30 different layers of exfoliation that are none of that. This can be helpful if you have keratosis pilaris, areas of dry, rough skin, elbows, knees, gentle mechanical exfoliation. Now, last time we were here, they had lotions of some of these. They do still have Endless Wishes, but I'm not seeing any more Love Struck. Flew off the shelf because it's not here anymore. The Love Struck body lotion has left the building. So we were just talking about keratosis pilaris. XtraCare has a lactic acid lotion. This does have fragrance, but this is really a good ingredient for hydrating, gently exfoliating. Not quite getting to the 12% strength needed to improve dermal thickness, but this can move the dial as far as dry, rough skin, flaky patches. The CareAll brand has brought back the creamy cocoa butter. This is really nice, and it does have fragrance, but it's a white petrolatum jelly ointment. 30% petrolatum, so not as greasy, occlusive as plain petroleum jelly, aka Vaseline, but this is going to get you a really rich formula. This is good if you're not allergic to fragrance, or if you're not allergic to lanolin, because this has lanolin, which is moisturizing, great ingredient, but some people are allergic to it. All right, guys, we are back. We have some products here. I'm going to lay out a anti-aging night routine. Very simple, very effective. The Dollar Tree you cannot rely on for sunscreen, because sometimes they have some sunscreens. This is mostly night care routine focused, although a lot of these serums can be used during the day, but of course you want to put sunscreen on over. Frequency of facial washing is up to you. Do you want to wash your face twice a day because you feel like when you wake up in the morning you need to, your face is oily? Wash it twice a day. But if you're dealing with a lot of dryness, irritation, maybe you have more mature skin, or you have an underlying skin condition with an impaired barrier, try dialing it back to just once a day at the end of the day. That is the time to definitely wash your face, because you have all of the daytime stuff that needs to come off. Don't forget to wash around your eyelids. And this is one, it's a mild cleanser with glycerin, which is very hydrating. Hydrolyzed collagen also is hydrating, and it also has some peptides that may help, again, with hydration. Now, the nice thing about this is it's gentle enough to use around eyelid skin. This isn't like an exfoliating medicated cleanser or anything that is going to deposit behind exfoliating acids that might be too harsh on the eyelid skin. That's why I like this for a nighttime routine. And then when you wake up the following morning, if you're like, hey, I'm oily, I'm greasy, I want to wash again, you can wash again. 2.5 ounces, $1.25. You have a few options here. You can go real simple. You can cleanse at night, slap a moisturizer on, and you're done. Let's talk about the moisturizer I chose, okay? Because this is a nice thicker texture, but it's lightweight enough to be tolerable on the face for people with oily skin, because it doesn't have petrolatum in it, which I love petrolatum, love it on my face. It can be used on the face, but without a doubt, petrolatum on the face tends to feel heavy. People with oily skin don't like that, and it may slow down the evaporation of sweat. So if you live somewhere hot and humid, you need something that's a little breathable. I suggest this because it has dimethicone in it, a silicone, and that is an ingredient that is actually good for oilier skin types, because silicones tend to mix well with the background oils, kind of dilute them out and make your face feel less greasy. They have an anti-shine property to them. You can use this as your eye cream. You can use this as your neck cream. And it has sodium ascorbyl phosphate. Now that is a stable form of vitamin C. Vitamin C is always dominating the conversation. And so I always have to talk about the different forms, and The main take home with vitamin C is that if you actually want the ingredient for the anti-aging purposes, boosting collagen, you need ascorbic acid. And you need to know that there's a statistically good chance it's not doing anything because of stability issues, okay? That's all I'll say about that. But sodium ascorbyl phosphate, you know, in order for it to boost collagen, it would have to be converted in your skin to ascorbic acid. We don't have any data that shows that actually happens. What we do have is a small, puny little clinical study showing that it benefited people who have acne. Now, to what extent it is above and beyond just staying the course and moisturizing your skin, we really don't have good studies. But I bring that up because one of the things about acne breakouts, oily skin, sebum oxidizes, it's inflammatory, aggravates breakouts, and if you use a little antioxidant, well, that might offset it. It doesn't list fragrance on the ingredients, a little bit of an herbaceous, not off-putting like funky grass odor, but like a, ooh, that's nice. It does have a scent to it. You've got maybe issues that you're dealing with, in which case let's talk serums. After you cleanse, do a couple of drops of any of these serums. This is something that could backfire, right? I'm not guaranteeing this is gonna work out, okay? Because it's got a slippery ingredient, okay? This is the Skin Nutrition Botanicals. This one is for those of you who have acne breakouts, you have seborrheic dermatitis. This is one to tap into, or you have rosacea even, but be careful with the rosacea because that's a slippery slope. The reason I bring that up is it's got tea tree leaf oil. Be careful with tea tree leaf oil. It has some benefits for sure, but can oxidize, become very irritating, and can also be a common cause of allergic contact dermatitis. Much better to utilize it in a product than going out and trying to DIY your own tea tree oil or anything. Stay away from that. Tea tree leaf oil though can be helpful for seborrheic dermatitis. It can be helpful for acne. It can be helpful for psoriasis and for dandruff, which is seborrheic dermatitis, but typically what we say when it's on your head as opposed to your face. For those of you with rosacea, the reason I bring that up, tea tree leaf oil can actually tell those little Demodex to simmer the house down, because that's a real problem with rosacea is Demodex. They just are a pain. You know, they're naturally there on everyone's skin, okay? Just don't think about them. But with rosacea, they get they're a little we don't know what their deal is, but there's definitely a thing going on with the tea tree oil, calming down the Demodex, which can be really helpful for rosacea. Dipotassium glycyrrhizate, that's a compound from licorice root that's anti-inflammatory and actually really helpful for red patches. This has caffeine, which can have a depuffing effect mostly under the eyes. The caffeine also helps with redness, and it's an antioxidant, so anti-inflammatory stuff going on there. Okay, let me hold that up close, make sure you saw. Did you catch that? Because I'm going fast. Another one here, for those of you who want to dip into the peptide waters. Palmitoyl tripeptide 1, palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, palmitoyl tripeptide 38, and dipeptide diamino butyryl benzolamide diacetate copper peptides. So these are peptides, kind of have some data behind them for collagen protection. Nonetheless, definitely can have a wrinkle softening effect through hydration. Okay, that's just what we're gonna bank on. It's got niacinamide, all the benefits that we talked about. Did we talk about the benefits of niacinamide? Most of you already know at this point, but if you're new to skincare, B vitamin, that's good for redness, dark spots, the moisture barrier. It's an antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory, and it can actually help, based on preliminary data, with glycation, which happens in the skin as part of aging and manifests as sallowness, yellowing. So that's all well and good. Also has the caffeine in there, but this one you're getting some peptides and you're getting that rice ferment filtrate, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, eliminating dark spots and puffiness. Kind of a reach, but the niacinamide is quite the finesser of the dark spot issue through getting in the way of transfer of pigment from the melanocytes to the surrounding skin cells. Vitamin C in this, we don't give a wackadoodle because it's ascorbyl glucoside. Why do I care about that? I don't, okay? They have to tell you vitamin C because they feel like that's the only way you're gonna buy it. Saccharomyces rice ferment filtrate is another hydrating. Speaking of the rice ferment, all right, say you don't want all those peptides in there, but instead of the peptide, we're going to walk through to the hydration, softening of the fine lines through a different source. And in this case, it's more fairies out in the forest kind of stuff, okay? Butterflies, la, 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 la. By that comparison, I'm not saying this is fluff. I'm just saying it's more, yeah, why am I saying that? Well, the star of the show is the snow mushroom, which is a hydrator snow mushroom, Tremella fusiformis. Have you ever seen a snow mushroom in action? Like, you buy them dry, you reconstitute them in water, and it's like this whole huge thing blooms. Well, just imagine all the water binding capacity those bad boys have, grinding it up and putting it in a serum. Plus you have the Saccharomyces rice ferment in there, which is also soothing and hydrating. Let's show, okay? We did a lot of tell, let's do some show, okay? Because when this comes out and goes on your face, it's gonna feel nice, but you're gonna be like, I don't know if it's doing anything, but I'm gonna keep using it because it's got a little bit of slipperiness to it, which, you know, I'm a freak-a-leak. I like the slippery, slimy, okay? It's not quite full-blown freak, which you guys know I'm into the stringy, slimy. It's not quite that, but it's got that slimy glide, okay? And it doesn't cling to your skin. It kind of cloaks over gently, like a nice veil. Not sticky. This did some finessing right here. This right here does some finessing. Shea butter in here as well for a little added moisturization. Now, I know some of you guys are already watching the clock, about to click out of this video because you want an exfoliant, and you're thinking, well, Dollar Tree doesn't have anything. Oh, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. I've talked about this before. This is the one you want to get in there for improving dull skin, rough skin texture, for actually helping as well with better moisture retention, because glycolic acid, it's great in that regard. This has rose water in it, which, you know, people love rose water, okay? Sodium hyaluronate, hyaluronic acid actually can help the glycolic acid enter your skin, kind of like a little life preserver, carrying it on in across the barrier. And this is great for keratosis pilaris on the face. What's the order of this? Because now I'm locked in. As soon as you mentioned exfoliating, I fell asleep with the niacinamide and vitamin C peptide stuff. As soon as you say this, I want to know, well, how do I layer? Okay, generally speaking, for ease of application, okay, thinnest to thickest is the recommendation, okay? You got your cleanser, you wash your face, you rinse it off. Then you go with the liquids, okay? Liquids often call themselves a toner or serum, and if it is a liquid, put that on first, okay? So you'd put this on first, and then say it's your nighttime routine, you come on over with this, okay, just to moisturize after this, after you put this on. This kind of thing, I will say, I personally kind of appreciate applying it with some sort of cotton round or whatever. You can put it in your palms and put it on. I suggest putting it in your palms and taking your finger and then painting it on the skin. You get more even application that way, as opposed to this kind of pat thing that people do. That can get a little haphazard. This can be irritating to the eyelids, okay? So you can put the moisturizer on after. Say you want to do one of these serums, any of the serums we've mentioned, this first, then this, because it's got a little bit of grip to it, a little bit of thickness, and then you're going to come on over with moisturizer. Now, some of you are like, my skin feels moisturized, I don't really do the moisturizer thing. Fine. You don't have to use it. A lot of people just find that their skin barrier is doing just fine, you know, keeping the skin hydrated and moisturized. They don't deal with dryness or irritation, and they're like, what do I need? Some of it becomes about personal vibes and feelings that are true to you, as far as like what your skincare routine could benefit from. If you put these things on and they've been on there for a bit and they're starting to dry down and face feels tight, use a moisturizer, okay? But if you feel like your skin's nice and hydrated and plump and smooth, which you might be more than satisfied with just one of these hydrating serums. This also duals as a hand cream you can throw in your bag. I mean, this is not $1.25 wasted right here, okay? So that is the nighttime routine, but you wanna know what else I got in there, you guys? I did, in fact, they're back, okay? Shave cream update, Spa Luxury. They did this right. Now, I have not tried this pomegranate raspberry scent I went for today, but I recently finished up the coconut vanilla. Loved that. Really good. I wish this came in a bigger bottle though, because I feel as though I went through that pretty fast. But this is a really nice shave cream. I think I mentioned this. Did I mention this in there? No, it was in Costco. It just came from Costco. That video should be coming for you guys soon, but we were talking about always use some kind of shave something or the other. But they do have a really good selection. Hopefully I gave you a little bit more backstory on how to actually use them, and they are good. You know, their products are legit. I mean, they have some duds, okay, but their products are pretty much legit. Anyway, y'all, I hope you are having a fantastic day, night, whenever you're watching this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!